a great win-win equation between two third countries, and Chinese investors would have their profits and Pakistani investors would have their profits. So this is, I think, the sum total crux of CPEC 2.0. And I would encourage all Chinese investors sitting here in this hall and those who are not here, please make use of this opportunity. And I want to tell you very frankly, for this purpose, I have brought along with me government official delegation here in Beijing. Here we have federal ministers ranging from agriculture, IT, commerce, finance, and of course, power sector and other areas which have mutual relevance. And that shows, ladies and gentlemen, that how much importance we attach with our economic relations with this great country, China. And I think I'm here speaking to you first as Chief Executive Officer of Pakistan and then as the Prime Minister of Pakistan, because if our economy strengthens, everything would fall in place. Today, alhamdulillah, I can say, with your great support, Pakistan's economy is now stable. Our macro indicators are reflecting progress in future, in short term, medium term, and long term, inshallah. And this all happened because of President Xi Jinping's personal commitment to Pakistan. And now we are ready to compete with other countries in this race of economic development with Chinese cooperation. But the question, obviously, which is concerning most of you, is about security in Pakistan. But I want to make it clear, before this August assembly of great leaders, that security of Chinese brothers and sisters in Pakistan is paramount for all of us. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say sky is the limit. Please come forward and change the landscape, both in terms of Chinese progress and welfare and Pakistani progress and prosperity. And obviously, I want to also address one point, that delays take place, there are impediments, and things don't move efficiently enough as you expect from your standards here in China. And I think you have a point over there. Let me assure you, my very dear Chinese brothers and sisters, along with Pakistani entrepreneurs, that we will not tolerate even a second's delay in taking decisions to facilitate you to invest in Pakistan. Owner of Challenge Group, the gentleman sitting in front of me, 3 weeks ago, he was in Islamabad. And he said, Prime Minister, we have been facing some problems and it has taken months and the issue hasn't been resolved. I was sitting with my cabinet colleagues and I said, within 24 hours, resolve this issue. Ladies and gentlemen, his issue was resolved within 24 hours. And this is what I want to assure you. Pakistan is your second home, like China is our second home. Please come forward and have joint ventures, investments, whatever, in whatever fashion and form and format you want to have. You will be given full support from all ministries and from all other independent authorities and entities. And soon, inshallah, we will have not one, but many special economic zones comprising of Chinese and Pakistani investors. This is my dream, and we have to convert this dream into action. We have to implement in literal spirit, in that I certainly seek your support, and on our side, my colleagues are sitting here. I am, in fact, very humbly, I am going to convey them once again that with Chinese investors, we will have to open our doors and not keep them waiting even for a second, and resolve all their genuine issues and cut all kind of red tape. And that is what my mission is, and that is what CPEC 2.0 is all about. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, I'd like to say 2-3 things. That I visited your great country for the first time back in 1982. And I visited Beijing, Shanghai, and a couple of other cities. And after our visit, our ambassador in Pakistan hosted a dinner for us. And he asked us our impression about our visit to China. When he asked me, I said, China is suffering from success and not failure. He said, what do you mean? I said, Chinese leadership has provided basic needs of life to every Chinese citizen. And now look at, just within 50 years, you have created a miracle which is 8th wonder of the world. You are now the second largest economy of the world. You are now the mightiest, one of the mightiest military power of the world. Yesterday, we all witnessed to your military prowess. And I was not only deeply impressed, but I was most happy guest sitting over there that our brother China is now militarily also a part to be reckoned with. And this is what success is all about. Nothing succeeds like success. It's all about hard work, sacrifice, untiring efforts, blood and sweat. There is no other way to get. So my Chinese friends, I want to borrow this model from you and replicate in Pakistan. Last year, when I was here in Beijing, on the invitation of my very dear brother, President Xi Jinping, I told him, I said, Mr. President, what we see around here in China, it's absolutely fantastic and a phenomenal progress in such a short period of time. And I said, not only you are a very dynamic leader, visionary leader who has transformed Chinese society, but you have gone beyond that. You have shared Chinese prosperity and progress with nations around the globe. Not only you have lifted about 700 million people out of poverty in China and given them productive jobs, but you...
न्यूज़ स्टूडियो से फिल वक्त इतना ही, देखते रहिए एबीएन न्यूज़।
For China Pakistan B2B community of shared future. First, we have community of shared future. First, we have the joint ventures. Intelligent Agricultural Technology Company, IMGC, Zhonghui Agricultural Company, Medical Private Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, the International Entrepreneurs Federation.
Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening. What a remarkable and heartwarming signature ceremony we have all witnessed between Pakistani entrepreneurs and Chinese investors. We have had such ceremonies in the past as well, but this ceremony is slightly different. It is the result of untiring efforts and hard work on the part of Chinese ambassador in Pakistan Chinese government and of course great Chinese business leaders. And on the part of Government of Pakistan, our honorable relevant Pakistani federal ministers, Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Planning, and Minister of Commerce, Industries, Agriculture, IT, Ministry of Power, and other relevant ministers and government officials. And of course, in coordination with provincial governments as well, and led by Ambassador Khalil Hashmi, Board of Investment, and SIFC, and all other relevant government officials and authorities. They have worked untiringly for this occasion, and you can see the result for yourself. Alhamdulillah, today the agreement signed in terms of US dollars between Chinese and Pakistani JV partners have touched $1.5 billion. $1.5 billion JV agreements and MOUs signed between both Chinese and Pakistani business leaders. The value of MOU has touched $7 billion. All told, $8.5 billion worth JVs and MOUs which have been signed this evening. I know, and we all know very well, that to transform MOUs into agreements and then in its implementation phase is a challenging task. And both parties will have to work very closely, jointly. And both the governments will have to work very closely with each other. Our ambassador in China, Chinese ambassador in Pakistan, our federal ministers with provincial governments of Pakistan, with Chinese counterparts. And this will take a lot of efforts. I can assure you, we will be able to achieve our targets. I know for a fact that if all of us take this conscious decision that we will work together to achieve these targets as early as possible, if you achieve these MOUs and these joint ventures agreed upon today between both the countries, believe me, we would have earned our day. And I will call it long march of our economic development between the two countries. And this long march will start from Beijing and end in Islamabad. And this long march will convert Pakistan into a country where these investments of billions of dollars providing productive jobs to millions of people and strengthening our GDP, our economy, will be something remembered for all times to come. And therefore, I would like to announce before all of you, together, if we take upon ourselves this humongous challenge that we will start this long march from this evening and will not rest until this long march of economic development reaches its destination. We will not rest and we will work untiringly. I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen, That will be one of the most shining moments of Pakistan's history. For that, all governmental bodies, entities, authorities, private sector will have to join hands together and work in complete harmony and coordination. And I want to assure you, ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude my speech and say goodbye to you and part to meet again, that I will work with you day in and day out to achieve these great targets of economic development between the two countries. May Allah grant us the energy, the wisdom to accomplish these great targets. Inshallah, this will happen, and this must happen. For that, we'll have to spend our extra hours and burn our midnight oil. Pakistan and China will achieve a model which will be a role model for other countries to emulate and replicate. Long live Pakistan-China friendship. Pak Chin Dosti Zindabad. Thank you very much.
वज़ीर आज़म मोहम्मद शहबाज शरीफ बिजनेस टू बिजनेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की इख्तितामी तकरीब से खिताब कर रहे थे। उन्होंने कहा कि सरमायाकारों के दरमियान मुफाहमती यादाश्तों का तबादला खुशाइंद है। मुआहदों से दोनों मुल्कों के दरमियान ताउन को मजीद फ़रोग़ मिलेगा। वज़ीर आज़म ने कहा कि SIFC सरमायाकारी बोर्ड समेत तमाम मुताल्लिका इदारों के किरदार की तारीफ़ की। उन्होंने कहा कि कारोबारी बरादरी के दरमियान मुख्तलिफ शोबों में ताउन लायक तहसीन है। वज़ीर आज़म मोहम्मद शहबाज शरीफ ने कहा कि ये कॉन्फ्रेंस एक संगे मील साबित होगी और चाइना पाकिस्तान दोस्ती मज़ीद इसी तरह तरक्की करती रहेगी। वज़ीर आज़म का ये भी कहना था कि पाकिस्तान IT, मसनूई ज़हानत और कानकनी जैसे शोबों में भी मुख्तलिफ शोबों में ताउन का ख़्वाह है और खुसूसी इक़्तिसादी ज़ोन्स चीन के सरमायाकारों के लिए पुरकशिश मौक़े फ़राहम करते हैं। PTV न्यूज़ से फ़िलवक्त इतना ही।
दुरुस्त हर वक्त बर वक्त।
में सबसे ज़्यादा मुल्कों में